Hi, I'm telling this video the dangers of credit cards, car rentals, and hotels. It is a lot of information that you do not know if you are not, I don't know whether they call it over compulsive. With that compulsive word, they've been like overusing. Um, a journalist, like a detailed journalist, or if you don't catch the fine print, or if you just can't, you just ain't got time for no errors, kind of thing. And that's what one of the dangers with credit cards is because it's a credit card. People like for you to be loose and just do whatever, and they not care about if it's on the budget. So sometimes, like I'm really understanding, and I'm sure I probably been have understood in the last decade. But I'm closer understanding now. Like how some celebrities may say, "Oh, well, the card was declined," but hey, well, maybe that was a budget card, or maybe that was a card to where this was, what I'm saying, this card was supposed to be used for, like, one amount was told, but more was taken off, and then it may take 30 days, as I know it previously did, like so much time ago. It used to take like 30 days sometime for a hold to be released, and that is beyond ridiculous. Uh, they don't have nowhere in the fine print on the website. As a matter of fact, you may get one price on a website, and if it doesn't come to your email or you don't screenshot it, it will not be honored. And I got that happen to myself. As a matter of fact, I went in 3 times and tested it for it to show up. And because I did not screenshot it at that time, it showed up the exact same thing 3 times. And then when I went several hours later to go complete the transaction, the the base rate instead of the coupon rate that showed up of giving me a credit because I had them prepaid for the services. I will never do that prepaid with a lot of these services, especially if they do a whole, or I don't want to do prepaid barely for anything if I could help it. Not at all. Nothing but something that ain't a big deal that I pay cash for, and that's gonna really deliver my service, then I'm not gonna mind doing prepaid. But don't get there begging me online or begging people online. What they do is, oh, prepaid, you save this and that, and you really don't. And sometimes you do better just to make a reservation or get the service and just do it walk up counter. It's sometimes better to do it as that. Some companies that I can really tell you for myself that usually are easier and are trustworthy with your card is like I've not know most of the people that I deal with, or just people whether I deal with them or I don't deal with them, but just their response is like Netflix. It's really not a problem. Like, if it's an error they make, they usually correct it right there on that one phone call. You ain't gotta stay on the phone forever. Keep pressing 0, 0, and like, hey, and then it like, okay, so some of the companies they may get there and you may press something, but depend on your situation. Say, okay, say if you did a car rental, you don't understand it, understand, or just maybe you're like, okay, I don't want to be bothered with the parking, so I'm just gonna reserve the car for like 10 hours during the daytime instead of the 24-hour period. So you may want an extension from the 10 hours to get an extra hour or two, but you got to stay on the phone for over 20 minutes, 50 minutes to an hour, and then possibly get customer service reps that don't know what they're doing or tell you, oh, well, you just need to get there and restart your order over again. Just totally just unbeneficial, unbalanced customer service. Uh, then you don't never know. The whole is never put in writing on your agreement. Um, we are exactly holding, and we agreed to release it within such and such time. So one of the comebacks, rebuttals that they usually have back to you is, oh well, that depends on your bank. Your bank may get there. It's usually 2 to 3 days, but depending on your bank, that will be the delay. That's one of the other, like tricks that they would get there and whatchamacallem to you. Uh, then some of them get there and they charge you the amount of the vehicle or the hotel, and then they charge you an additional, not in writing, not with warning, but writing is more important than verbality. Especially on a site where you're giving all your information and all this hacking and everything like that. And then these companies, I'm telling you, I'm still disputing. Do check my video about the Equifax. I only have one thing that I'm having trouble with, that I have certified mail dispute. Didn't give me no response back, but when I looked online, they want to claim it meets FRC. I never did business with this company. They have no documents. So I got to send another certified letter. And this is beyond ridiculous. So this is what I'm talking about. These companies here, they make you where your life depends on credit, but then you could just have anything happen to you. And this is not something that needs to go through legislation. Companies just need to do right, especially when you are one of the major chain companies is buying out everybody. And then they make it so to where, whether you know or not, you're doing business with a company that you may have stopped doing business with long ago. So then they have access to you again. They're buying out all the companies. Then you may have this other company that's very similar to the main company that's going to eventually probably get bought out by this other monopoly company. It's just, I'm telling you, a bad domino effect. And so companies that's going, the monopoly has to stop. We need free enterprise. That's what had to happen. That's the only thing that's going to keep customer service and trustworthiness and people actually able to do their services. Like everybody, I mean, anybody got time for all that extra extended research? Don't get there and tell a journalist, do your research, because most likely I did more than enough research, but I have a limited amount of time and I need to get to the point, and I need to get exactly to where I am going. So I am, especially with me being, I was like, okay, here go this big garbage bag. Tell me what I need to get out of it. Because it may be something seem good, but when it's time for me to do the transactions, you asking the water to start boiling. The ball or just straight going dumb mode. Then this something that had nothing to do with a credit card. This had something to do with another transaction. I probably ain't gonna talk about it later, but I'm just gonna mention it, throw it in here about, how like when you have a disabled loved one that you tending to, and folks like to get there and charge you extra, then you know what I'm saying, $6 for a head of cabbage. And it's only because I wanted, didn't have the time, and the disabled party was extremely cutting up, and it was time to go, and that's how folks get over on you. The same thing, okay, next thing with the car rental stuff. So, going back to the car rental and back to hotels. So, they charge these extra deposits, and you don't even know unless you deeply ask the questions or you're aware of it. Then you fool around now, they never know what could be the deal. Everybody ain't got no, is not got no Puff Daddy or no Jay-Z, Beyonce credit card. And that really ain't none of their business what the limit is. So if you got a budget and you got a plan, okay, of course you're gonna do an estimate. Say a room is $450, so you say okay, they told me the room was gonna be at $450 or $415, so you say okay, I'm gonna put $500 on it. So you say okay, we just gonna round up. We got between the room and car rental and hotel, you might only got and you going for like, whether say it's say it's a 7 day. So you already plan a budget for you and your family of 3 or 6 to get there and only spend 1,500 for what you primarily agreed to between the car rental and the hotel, and you might have already, that's probably already paid for, and you probably got that covered like months or 2 months ago before you go on a trip, before you go to wherever you're going or whatever you're doing. Or even if it's just local in your area, it could be the next city. And so, okay, you got a $1,500 budget, but if they getting that taking additional, you fool around there and like people got head like, oh, such got their card declined. But okay, if you go to the restaurants included too. And your meal may come up to $20, $30, but if they got it open for $75, you might have needed to go buy some gas. You may have needed to, pay tolls. You may have needed to get your medicine that you can't bring on the plane with you. You may emergency need, you know what I'm saying? You may be stuck with a bridge or something, maybe down in the city or something like that. And you need that money, and that's the dangers of credit cards, car rentals, restaurants, and hotels. And if you got a credit card, number one, it comes with insurance. It got LDW, and then they charge you. Number one, they're not even letting you use a debit card. So I don't even get why they're even charging you LDW when all credit cards have, especially for basic cards. Now, you do have to check the fine print of your credit card company also, because some of them do not cover luxury vehicles for insurance for the LDW. But if you have a credit card, why would you pay LDW and your card includes that automatically, especially if you get a basic car up to a family size vehicle, which would be like something like a Toyota Avalon, a Honda Accord, around in that range. So therefore, and roadside assistance should be included. That should automatically be included. Like, you just need to charge. First of all, everybody that rent a car is not using roadside assistance. So it's enough to where you should be able to put, so you probably already charging anyway and you make a profit on this stuff. First of all, you're using credit cards. You put a hold on it. And first of all, it's more he said, she said about what happened with the car. Because, for example, thyself got good. I did not start the engine up and still was on the property. It did not put the key in the ignition. There is at the back bumper the paint on a red vehicle. So, then they'll get there and give you the whatchamacallit and not even vehicle don't be clean, but they won't put a hole on your vehicle. Well, gosh, I might need that money to go vacuum it and make it look better than what you gave it to me. Go put some pineapple air freshener up in there, so some peppermint. So this is the whole thing, and I see like the time that, I used to be a person that really didn't believe in rental vehicles at one time, kind of like a little southern thing, like you hear the word kind of. Now, so don't come with me about, I know some southern people. No, it was kind of a southern thing. Southern. Where I didn't be like, okay, you either buy a car, and if you can't buy it, or somebody don't let you borrow a car, you usually don't rent a car. But it was just all part of me, just breaking cracks. Just doing things, and yeah, you need to rent a car because some places they're not letting you have no hootie, and you need a car, for a lot of things. You just need a car a lot of places. Unless you're in New York City, that's a different story. Anywhere else in the world, you need a car. Even in California, you need a car. So this is, and even with the hotel rooms, I'm looking at various reviews, and I'm seeing how hotels, I'm reading reports of, condoms still being in the bed. You need to be looking for what they call over compulsive. They need to be trying. They got people that don't have money or that don't have a job or who have became unemployed and are super clean. They're very devoted to their jobs. And I don't know, because they're not a sociopath in the interview, it'd be hard for them to get the job, or some of them just stay there real, temporary. But some of them could get there and they could clean. They want you to clean the rooms up in 30 minutes. Me, nah, I literally need an hour, okay? Because you gotta get there and clean every hair, everywhere, and that I believe in a tub soaking for definitely I'm gonna say a minimum of 30 minutes, and then you gotta rinse all that chemical out and stuff like that. Now, so if you're gonna use natural grapefruit, that's another story there. Then maybe it may be worth 10 minutes some grapefruit and salt. But look, y'all gotta get clean, and y'all need to change those uh comforters, especially for $100, $200 a night. You could change though. Y'all need to get that and wash those comforters. Get y'all some commercial washing machine, and which I know y'all should have it. And y'all need no comforters should be changed after every guest. People carry a lot of just poisons in them, especially if they those high, signs. Okay, some high sign, or if they just unclean. I had a dear person of mine that I know that it was a big name hotel where they had got whatchamacallums scabies infection, and it was a big name brand hotel. Okay, it wasn't no cheap, it wasn't no Days Inn. Oh, and in which they be nasty too now. It wasn't no, this was a major hotel, okay? And no, you need to change those comforters after every person. They need to get something up in there, and you need to steam clean those rooms at least once a month. They make enough money for that. I'm seeing like some of these days in around the country that are not in New York City, okay? They charging more than what New York City hotels charge. And this is like no, like you ain't got that much traffic, okay? Like they charging more than Atlanta and New York and some of these just say kind of nowhere places. And I'm just like, ooh, like you ain't got that much of people serious. You need to be like, and matter of fact, you need to be more extra cleaning so you can compete to raise your stars. I ain't gonna say prices, but raise your stars and your reputation. Then people kind of wouldn't, what I'm saying? They appreciate what they pay for instead of be like, oh, look, you trying to go up, but you go from way back. I tell you, it is just ridiculous. And then also with the credit thing, so yeah, also you affect somebody credit report when you get in there. You tell them one price, and then you take an additional 200, 300 or unknown open amount of money, as a whole or whatever you want to call it, with the rebuttal. Oh, well, your bank will return it back. Oh, it's just it don't matter. You're holding that can go on somebody's credit report and lower their score, and they may be looking for to buy a house with a good interest rate, and because you didn't did that, you didn't fool around and made their interest rate an extra 5-10 points because of that. They could be, what I'm saying? They could be really like just getting back up on their feet, just repair their credit, and they seriously need a call for themselves. Whether they have a child, don't have a child, need to go to the doctor, whatever the situation is, need to go to work, and there it is because of you. You didn't got them either denied for a call, or you didn't got it to where they got to pay extra interest rate along with insurance, maintenance, or whatever with the cop. So no, I'm not even pushing for no legislation. They, stop the monopoly, get more free enterprise. They need more companies, and companies need to get more serious. I ain't even all on the brand stuff because now I tried to do like a local community company, but the cars were, but it wasn't probably it was extremely old. They just had some features that look at me if I get stopped, and then they don't give no sympathy, and then they don't give no care. Me, even though I got it from a beige local business, supporting local business, they don't give no care because they're gonna be like, oh well, look, you can't get there and be getting no vehicle that got this and got that wrong with it and stuff like that. And the rate was the same as the name brand, so that's why I went over that way. It was the same or a few dollars or nickels cheaper, whatever like that. And I was like, oh, and then it'd be an up to date car. I don't have to call you and say, well, hey, look, I just got your car. This is your safety feature and stuff like that. So the monopoly has to stop. I really would, I would love to support local owned business, more local owned business. That's my goal. I'm really revamping and searching for services that very much serve to their own lifestyle. I'll be really excited when one day I could just go do stuff and just straight up just pay whatever that's needed, and really get that customer appreciation as a person, and not just as, oh, okay, we here and you ain't got too much other choice. And if you go somewhere else, you're gonna be more held up and delayed. And if you call customer service, well, that's gonna take up the time that what I'm saying, you're paying us to provide the service of the vehicle to you. So I'm really much prospect of revamping much in my life of what I do services with, because that play a part in your life. It plays a part. Like, for example, if you have a place where, let's say, for example, I'm gonna give a good example. Say you got a place that got rodents in it, and you're spending so much money to rearrange your place. You got your place living all comfortable. You got to keep your stuff in bins and glass and metal, and you got to keep it extra airtight. You fool around that can't move from the table because what I'm saying, one of the little rodent or pest may come. Like, nobody want to fucking live like that. You want to live where you could be free and what I'm saying, not nasty, but something where what I'm saying? You don't want to be washing after. Like, I believe in rinsing after everything, but you don't want to have to get there. And I like my dishes clean, like they got off the shelf. But what what I'm saying? You need to get, what I'm saying? You may have to get out of where you living at and just go somewhere that will, what I'm saying, could serve you. But then, main thing is, if you go somewhere, you got to get rid of all your furniture. Don't get there talking about, oh, well, I want a place that ain't got this here and the stuff with the other stuff that you gonna bring it there. No, you need to start from scratch. And that's part of my therapy that I have been doing, definitely within part of the last year. Or what I'm saying, I've been doing that because I've learned to not I kind of was doing it, but I wasn't doing it the best that for best serving and where I should be at now. And a lot of people be like, oh girl, you didn't did a lot, boom 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 boom. I did a lot for the community, but for myself in particular, it's more like it's some grassroots portfolio, uh, and a lot of it is still very, very extra lion and eagle battling, and rams that I am dealing with. Even though one of the lessons that I'm going to speak about in this video is that I really, really got my wake up and my ramming, with about a decade ago when I really went down. And, being one that worked 2 and 3 jobs, did some work, I'm going to say I did to me it's some, but people say I did a lot, some people tell me stuff like, yeah, I did it, but I didn't see it that way. I didn't understand it that way. And you know how you just do stuff from the heart, and you don't give yourself credit for it to the point to where you may think it's not good enough, or you're supposed to do it for free, and then you do it for free longer than what you should do it for. Oh gosh, so that's one of my my cameos showing on the side. So yeah, I don't want this video to go over 30 minutes. So I'm gonna stop it right here, but you all definitely this video is the dangers of credit cards, car rentals, and uh hotels yeah, credit cards, car rentals, and hotels. So I definitely will get there, and look forward to y'all sharing it. Press the subscribe button, and definitely, if you like, and subscribe, press the bell, and definitely reply. Like definitely, and thanks to all those that have definitely, thank me for everything that I've done in the community. And definitely, the network that I have. So definitely, and I know many of you all. I ain't gonna answer all that because that has nothing to do with the title of this video. But definitely look forward to y'all replying. TTYL.